Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another anime review. So one of my favorite anime styled mobile games is Arknights. This is a game that I have been completely addicted to for a couple years now, to the point where I've logged over 500 hours of playtime in it. So when I saw that Arknights was getting an anime adaptation, I knew that I just had to watch it. However, upon watching episode 1 of Arknights Prelude of Dawn today, I unfortunately was just not very impressed by the show in any way. The main issue with the Arknights anime is that it just doesn't do the game justice in its rendition of combat. The whole fun in watching an anime or any piece of media based off a video game is being able to see the game mechanics visibly play out. You know, having the satisfying reaction of, oh, I see, it's just like the video game, is the primary joy in watching such a show. This is the main reason video game shows such as Riot's Arcane succeed in a major way. Unfortunately, the Arknights anime isn't interested in displaying any of the tower defense mechanics of the game it's based on, and instead we're left with a very generic, very boring anime that just doesn't feel like Arknights to me at all. So to give some background here for those unfamiliar with Arknights, well, it's an anime-styled tower defense game where you deploy and undeploy catgirls who are infected with a disease called oropathy. And though one may initially mistake oropathy as a blessing, as it basically makes catgirls real and even gives said catgirls magical powers, in reality, oropathy is a terrible disease to be infected by as it makes its victim physically disabled. Anyways, you as the player play as the doctor who works at a pharmaceutical called Rhodes Islands that is developing a drug to cure those infected by oropathy. However, due to competing pharmaceuticals and other major parties not wanting your company to have a patent rights on such a world-changing drug, the labs at Rhodes Islands are just consistently getting attacked. There's a lot of political undertones in the Arknight story that I really don't want to get into, but to make a long story short, one day the CEO of Rhodes Islands Pharmaceuticals was just moaning to the doctor like, I can't run a lab like this, I can't just be getting attacked every week by terrorists and whatnot. To which the doctor responds with, well, our test subjects are these catgirls with magical powers. And the CEO is like, oh, brilliant, I think I see what you're thinking here. And this is why the game is a tower defense, because the premise is that you're constantly getting attacked, but you can defend with these powerful units who, due to being infected, cannot move on their own. So you as the strategic commander have to deploy and undeploy them appropriately. Like, I've always imagined how it worked was that your units were plopped down from the sky, like from a helicopter or something, at a precise location. Kinda like, oh, we're being overran here, set in blaze to hold the point. And the helicopters fly there, vroom vroom vroom, and then splat, there we go, do your thing blaze, we'll pick you up later, sorta deal. Anyways, back to the anime review. The fighting in the anime is nothing like I described the fighting in the game to be like. In fact, the roles are just totally reversed. The moment the doctor pulled out his smartphone, I knew that this anime was going to be a total flop. What is shown on the doctor's smartphone looks nothing like the video game Arknights. Like, honestly, I have no clue what anything shown here is even, and I'm someone with over 500 hours of playtime in Arknights. And then once the action started, what really confused me beyond belief was that the roles were reversed between Rhodes Islands and its enemies. In the first episode battle, the protagonists are the ones attacking and the enemies are the ones defending. Like, it was just so weird to watch the skeleton dudes, who I'm so used to being the aggressors in the game, be the ones who are being aggressed on by characters like Doberman and Amiya, who I was under the impression couldn't even walk. And not only was it weird to watch the protagonists be the ones attacking, but then the doctor even sent in these drones to scout, which in the actual video game, these drones are a type of enemy. It just felt like the anime was very lazily researched to make such obvious blunders, and overall it was just a very weird watch. It just didn't feel quite right. It's not like I concluded the episode and thought, yes, this is the Arknights anime, if that makes any sense. Like, if the title Arknights wasn't in the name of the anime, I honestly wouldn't believe that the anime was based off Arknights. The other major criticism I had of the show was that it didn't give any fan favorite characters any screen time, like at all. Like, it just makes no sense why they wouldn't have the anime use popular characters that everyone likes, such as Mostima, or Texas, or Swire, or whatever the case. Instead, they give all the screen time and voice lines to throwaway characters that are literally 2-star rarity in the game. To be clear, a 2-star rarity unit in Arknights is one that is completely useless that no one cares about. It's like if Riot's Arcane anime featured creeps as the characters. The only non-2-star unit that was present in this anime is Doberman, who is among one of the most least popular and most hated operators in the fanbase. I know I can't prove this claim, but trust me, any Arknights player will agree with me that you can ask 1,000 Arknights player who their favorite operator is and not a single one will say it's Doberman. Additionally, I was not a fan with how the Doctor was portrayed in the anime, giving them a face and a voice. I thought the whole point of the Doctor was to be this mysterious character, but now that we know that it's just a lazy ripoff of Nanachi from Made in Abyss, all mystery is lost and I just don't care to learn more about the Doctor anymore. The animation in Arknights Prelude of Dawn also didn't impress me, and I especially don't like how the resolution is widescreen. It's very obvious that they were just trying to copy the movie Dune with the widescreen resolution, but unlike Dune, which clearly had shots requiring the use of widescreen, nothing in this anime required a widescreen shot. And really, I just found myself getting annoyed by the black spaces on the top and the bottom of the screen. As for the visuals themselves, well, there was really nothing to write home about here, as it's just a bunch of ugly shots of half-destroyed concrete buildings, and nothing really wowed me and stood out to me. So in conclusion, I highly regretted watching this anime as it annoyed me as a fan of the original game. And I can already feel that some people will comment, well, Eango, video game animes are always bad, why are you wasting your time with the Arknights anime, or something like that. And that's obviously just not true, as Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are like the 2 most popular anime of all time. And there are successful gacha game anime as well. Princess Connect anime is very good, Fate Grand Order is great, Konosuba is a good anime, Code Geass is also really good. The list goes on of successful anime based off gacha games. That said, I will be honest and admit that I did watch Spy X Family Part 2 right before I watched the Arknights anime, so that may have soured my experience. Spy X Family is just a super high quality show that honestly makes most anime look bad when compared to it, and the Arknights anime is no exception. It is nowhere near as good as Spy X Family. And I think most people watching the Arknights anime will just have a more enjoyable time watching Spy X Family, so I would recommend that show instead. As for my score for this anime, I think I will give it a very unimpressive 2 out of 10.